Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Sakina and your weekly pick-a-card message from the fairies. Take a look at the 3 different piles and choose the one you feel most drawn to. Timestamps are in the description box below. Enjoy your reading. Hello Pile 1. Just a quick reminder that this is a general reading and may not fit for you. If this is the case, please consider choosing another pile or just letting go whatever doesn't work for you. Also, please like and subscribe. Okay, Pile 1, let's see what the fairies have for you this week. We have Strength, the Hermit, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to bring to the foreground here from the fairies is that the Strength card is fire, the Hermit card is earth, and of course Pentacles is earth. So we're missing air, swords, and we're missing cups or water. So what they're noticing right away is that you're not breathing. As a human, you're breathing very shallow. You probably should be doing breath work. And they're also noticing that you have very little intuition. You're not using your intuition. And what they're seeing here is that you have a desire to meet them. But the human side of you, they're saying, is looking at it from the standpoint of, it's like the fairies are wild animals, where you only get a glimpse of them every now and then, and you probably could not befriend them if you wanted to. This seems to be the mindset that they're seeing from you. The fact is, what they'd like to say is that it isn't that they don't want to be friends with you, but they are very private, and for good reason. Humans can be very destructive, and they know this. And sometimes it takes a lot of strength on their part to stay out of your way. So they stay secluded, and they live by their rules, and they have their own very private way of life. And that's not to say that they're not willing to work with you, because they really are. They enjoy working with humans who are willing to grow their talents and willing to work with them in return. Those humans are gold, but they're also very few and far between. And I'm feeling the need to add my own story in here a little bit, because since 2016 I have actually taken photos of fairies. And when I say fairies, I'm not talking Tinkerbell type fairies with wings. We're talking all species of fairies. So when I talk about fairies, the spelling I have in mind is Faeries, only shortened to Fae. So it's all species of fairies. And I have a YouTube channel called Fairy Quest, where I share all the fairies I find in the photos that I take. There's hundreds upon hundreds. I also have an Instagram account that shares a photo a day. I debated, and maybe this is, what the fairies are sharing here. I debated on whether to teach other people how to take photos of the fairies, because I do not stray off the trails. I go to places that have trails, and I do not stray off the trail. If I'm going to step a single foot into the wooded area, I will say out loud, I need to step a little off the trail here. And I will give the fairies time to move to make sure I don't end up with a little fairy on the bottom of my shoe. Okay, I respect them. I don't want to be the monster. And part of my fear of sharing was that other people would not give them that respect. They'd just go tromping through the woods with no warning, just snapping pictures here and there. And that is not what I wanted. And there's nothing I could do about that if that's the case. But the fairies are saying, there is a reason that they keep themselves in hermit mode oftentimes. They need to feel out what kind of individual you are. And before they choose to work with you and to grow with you. So that is the message from the fairies for this week. Until next week, take care. Hello, Pile 2. Just a quick reminder that this is a general reading and may not fit for you. If you find this is the case, please consider choosing another pile or just letting go whatever doesn't work for you. Also, please like and subscribe. Okay, Pile 2, let's see what the fairies have to share. We have the Queen of Swords, the Star, and the Knave of Wands, or the Page of Wands. Okay, so two of these cards are air cards, the element of air, which is communication. And then we have Wands, which is fire or passion. So the fairies are saying they would really, really like to communicate with you. They're ultimate communicators if you're open to it. And they would like to nurture communication with you, really work with you to get things to open up. But that means also having to open up your intuition, because you really can't hear anything from the fairies without your intuition. And we have no cups here, so there's not a lot of flow with your intuition right now. But they're willing to work with you if you're interested in communicating with them. And they're offering to be pretty much your fairy guide. They're wonderful guides, and they can help you with your creative flow because they know instinctively, intuitively, they know what your talents are. So if you're really kind of lost and you feel like you really want to create something fantastic, but you just have no idea what, fairies are so creative. And they know you've been wondering. They know that you are pondering, what is it that I need to do? What am I supposed to do? Even the why am I here question. The fairies would like to help you with this quandary. But again, we're not seeing, your intuition working at full bore, so you're going to have to work with your intuition. And also, you need to ground yourself. You need to kind of get one with nature. Walk barefoot on the ground if you can. Play in the soil. Plant things. Try to connect with the fairies on their level. Get that intuition flowing, and they will help you figure out what it is that you are trying to learn about yourself, about your passions, about your creativity. So that is the message from the fairies for this week. Pile 2. So until next week, take care. Welcome, Pile 3. Just a quick reminder that this is a general reading and may not fit for you. If you feel this is the case, please consider choosing another pile or just letting go whatever doesn't work for you. Also, please like and subscribe. Okay, Pile 3, let's see what the fairies have to share. We have the White Heart, or the Fool. We have the Weaver of Challenges, which is the Queen of Swords, by the way. And we have the Seeker of Spells, which is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so what it looks like here, we have the Fool, which is an air card. We have Challenges, which is the Sword or air card. And then we have Spells, which is the Wands. So the fairies are wanting to communicate with you. And one of the ways that they do communicate is they will share an image with you, something usually of nature, like this beautiful white stag, usually of nature that you wouldn't normally see. This is their first initial let your inner child come out kind of thing. Show the awe of, wow, I've not seen something like that ever before. This is what tells you that a new adventure is about to begin and that the fairies are hearing your request to work with them. Now, don't be surprised if even after this, that a few things begin to happen. Perhaps your keys disappear, or your shoes are put in another place, or things start changing a little bit. It is the fairies' way of kind of feeling you out. Are you really serious about wanting to communicate with them? Or are things like this going to make you angry? They don't want to become obviously involved with someone who is quick to anger. But this too, these kinds of signs are ways for you to know that the fairies are available to you and will eventually come out into the light, so to speak, so that you can have a little more intimate of a relationship with them. But they need to know too that you're willing to passionately quest with them or quest for them. Will you look for a reason that your keys have disappeared? Will you ask the fairies because you've let your inner child come out to play? Will you let the fairies or ask the fairies, can you please bring back my shoes? Or will you go around searching for those shoes to see if you can find them for yourself because you don't really believe that the fairies did anything with them? Same with your keys. Or will you ask them? Will you quest for them and ask them to please return your keys and wait, or return your shoes and wait to see where they show up? Part of the fun with the fairies, the way that they nurture a relationship with you, a truthful relationship with you, is by offering you puzzles, testing the water, so to speak, offering you puzzles to solve so that you have an action-oriented experience and you're not just sitting there waiting for them for everything. And if you're willing to go out at night questing for them, that could be a lot of fun with the fairies. They're not sharing here what that means exactly, but you might find and see some pretty amazing things. And if you see here, we have what appears to be a white raven. Again, that is a very unique. Most of the time, ravens are black. She is holding a white raven, and that is very unique, kind of like the white stag. So again, they're saying they will share with you certain signs to let you know that they are with you and that they want to communicate. And this is all under the assumption here that, you've chosen this specific pile in the pick a card, so they know that you do want to have some kind of relationship with them. You have been questing. You've been looking for fairies. And they're saying your inner child knows they're there. You just need to know what to look for. They can even be found in fire. So that is the message for this week from the fairies. Until next week, take care.